Marathon is dead, Bungie is going bankrupt, and I'm a raptor. That's right. As many of you, I also enjoy pretending to be a raptor in my spare time, especially on Taco Tuesdays. In any case, I absolutely love this graph. Boys, it is a great time to be a marathon hater. The collapse is one of the most enjoyable things in gaming that I have ever seen in my life. And let me tell you something, Beerus has nothing on this graph. Marathon, most likely, is gonna go under 10k. The matchmaking no longer functions properly, players hate it, and, well, there is absolutely not a single shred of hope in sight. Now, granted, this has been extra juicy for me because I'm not gonna lie, boys. I'm gonna say something good about Marathon. I don't know if you're ready for this, but Marathon had some moments where it looked like it's actually, well, it's still not doing good. It's a disaster. But it did have some moments where it looked like it potentially has, at least a little bit of life in it. And this was one of those situations. I have to say. Last week, starting from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, even to Sunday, was not actually bad. It looked potential. But I have to say, I know I said that I'm gonna do the video of Marathon on Tuesday, but I'm not doing it. I'm doing it on Monday because this is too juicy to miss out on, okay, boys? Because listen, this peak right here of a measly 11.6k, this is not the Monday peak. No. This is Sunday. Do you want me to show you what happened last Sunday and Monday? This was the last Monday's peak. Well, not actually, not even 14k. And this was Sunday, 16.5k, and then it dropped 2.5k. Oh, and as we talked about this, boys, previously, these drops are gonna get bigger and bigger until it levels out, which at this point potentially could be like 2-3k K concurrent players playing Marathon. So, again, because Marathon previously lost 20% roughly from its Sunday to Monday peak. And this one, look at this. Oh my god, the Saturday to Sunday has been diabolic. From 14.5k to 11.6. That's 2k players. That is a chunk. That is a huge chunk that Marathon just lost. And now look at this. Look at this, boys. My favorite statistic in all of these graphs, okay? It's the classical 10 UTC, which is, for our American friends, that is 10 a.m. The literal start of Monday Fun Day. Yes. And it's 3.7k. 3.754. That's not a lot. Look at the Sunday. 5.6. 5.6 versus 3.7. That is diabolical right there. That's a third. That is a third just lost right there. It is gonna be diabolical. Today is gonna be a disaster for Marathon. Now, granted, all of us knew this. And people are talking more about the disaster, which is Marathon, and there's no way to fix it. Bungie hired some person who's gonna lead the rejuvenation of Marathon, as we all know. And the most important part about that hiring position was, well, the choice of your gender that you chose. No, unironically. I mean, I hope someone who picked Two Spirits wins. I don't know what that is, but sounds funky and I like it, okay? Two-spirited. Woo! Obviously, no white man is winning that shit. Obviously, no one even remotely. If you're the wrong shade of brown, you're not fucking winning, boy. Woo-hoo. Bungie is gonna outdo themselves with the community manager revitalization project of Marathon. Trust me, boys, on that one. It's gonna be beautiful. In any case, a lot of people now are very actively talking. There's even GameGPU.com The failure of the shooter Marathon may lead to the closure of Bungie Studios. People have been speculating this for a very long time. I have used Marathon shuts down, Bungie bankrupt, blah blah blah, all of these things multiple times. And this is, by the way, true asterisk. And the reason why this is, well, it's not going to happen, first of all. Bungie is not shutting down. Bungie is a subsidiary of daughter company of Sony at this point. Sony's not going to just let Bungie and its household name shut down. It still holds some weight, even though everything about it is, I mean, atrociously bad. I mean, like, seriously. It is a complete disaster. We are at the point where, on average, Destiny, the abandoned thing that Bungie threw away, is going to have more concurrent players than Marathon. But that doesn't matter. Marathon is not going to shut down, most likely. Even if it's left on 1K players, I think they're going to shut it down after a year or two, maybe. Maybe faster. You never know these things. Marathon is shutting down. But Bungie itself is not shutting down. Sony's obviously not going to let this slide, even though Bungie has lost them literally hundreds of millions of dollars at this point without pretty much any chance of recuperation, because the reality of Bungie is worse than the shutdown. They're gonna soon start laying off people en masse. That's gonna be the first thing that happens with Bungie, if you're wondering. I have been right about all of these things. This is just another thing to throw into the pile at this point for me. Because there is no other way. This is not how business finance functions. Marathon is losing money. Bungie has nothing. Bungie is currently just burning wads of cash because they hate money. Well, Sony loves companies that hate money, considering everything that Sony has done in the past month. So Marathon is no exception. But you see, you need to understand, Marathon, as I like to remind everyone, was supposed to replace Destiny, Bungie's big thing. And it was supposed to keep the lights in and make the company profitable and give them, clout and all of these things that millennials care about. And Marathon only scored 88,000 concurrent players in before some idiot in the comments says, but what about the consoles? The consoles are irrelevant, and in total they are less than probably 30% of the total players. 70+% have been officially stated by Bungie themselves. Or was it Sony? Anyway, someone stated officially that consoles literally represent none of the sales effectively. So, no one's on consoles. No one cares. Everyone's on Steam, that's just the way it is. So, this game was supposed to replace Destiny. Destiny 2 had a peak of 316,000 players. That's right. And this thing that couldn't even score 100,000 was supposed to replace it. Again, this week people are going to be making videos about the fact that Marathon, Bungie's diamond, is doing worse than Destiny, a quite literally abandoned game. And I'm not kidding about the abandoned part, by the way, for Destiny, because all of the resources from Destiny have been moved into Marathon. Because these idiots thought that these idiots thought that this is gonna sell and people are gonna love it. It looks like ass. I mean, there is no saving this thing. It just looks bad. It looks sad, and it makes me feel icky inside and outside. So, people are gonna talk about this a lot, but don't worry, Bungie's not going anywhere, sadly. It's just gonna go through a corporate restructuring, which is, by the way, technically the official way that the companies effectively shut down nowadays. Because all of these companies are just gonna get bought up by some kind of Microsoft or Sony or some other large new conglomerate entity. And they're never going to shut down, but they're going to be restructured. And this has already happened to Marathon, this happened to Blizzard. All of these companies that we wished it would shut down, they effectively have failed because of corporate restructuring, because they got bought out by someone. And you don't buy someone because you think they're a failure. You buy someone because you think they can do better under you. Which definitely didn't fucking happen with Bungie. Man, Sony bought such garbage, it's insane. And obviously, this is a great moment for us because we are living, I will remind everyone, on the Concordian timeline. And this is my favorite timeline. It's very simple. We had Concord, the beginning of the end. Then we had Kaigwad Marathon, and we already talked, by the way, I think 2 days ago about Horizon Hunters Gathering, and if you don't know that one, whoo, that's a doozy, boys. Trust in the system, boys. What can I say? Bungie is absolutely failing. Everyone's making fun of them. You know, this post by Brutus has 16k views, which is not technically a lot, by the way, not the trending thing, but this is pretty much the most trending thing that Marathon has seen in probably at least a month, because the hype about Marathon was always fake to begin with. And he says, keep stuffing your games with ugly women turning characters gay out of nowhere. And this is true, by the way, if you did not know. Osiris, a guy. And, you know, pretty much all of the established characters turned something else that they were never in the beginning. And adding a bunch of effeminate-looking men into your shooters. Yes, these things are obviously going to help Bungie. But you know what I have to say? Boys, at the end of the day, it's over for Bungie. They might as well, honestly, full send it at this point. They should hire Anita Sarkeesian. That would actually, I mean, it's not gonna save Marathon. Nothing's gonna save Marathon, let's be real. It's not gonna save Bungie, but it would be a funny way to go out, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it can't get worse. Granted, it can't get better also. So, you know, just full send it for once. Come on, do the thing, Marathon. Do the thing. Come on, everyone wants to see something at least. Everyone wants to see at least something funny from Bungie. And I think hiring Anita to make the game better would be an absolute massive win. It would obviously own the chuds. I would feel owned, definitely. It would be great. Anyway, thanks for watching the linked video right now. It takes less than a second. And thank you for everyone who does. You greatly help out the channel. It does have an impact, so thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.